so it's one of those things where I was about to go to sleep, literally, took out my journal and just about to close my eyes, but I just like really need to make this video because I feel like I'm connecting with someone who really needs to hear this tonight. Whenever you watch this, by the tonight your time, you're meant to hear this. I'm connecting with someone who is feeling this heavy energy kind of around the lower throat and higher chest. Sounds a really weird description. Oh my god. But I feel like there's a part of you that is literally dying. The part of you that is grieving for the version of you that couldn't speak what they wanted to speak. That's what I'm hearing for you. The part of you that is dying and grieving right now, that version of you that couldn't say what she wanted to say or he wanted to say, that couldn't stand up for themselves, that couldn't be brave to hold their standards and boundaries. And I feel like you can be going through a huge emotional wave that you're navigating through as we're closing off 2025. If you're watching this before 2026, I really feel like this is kind of like the ego death. The ego is dying off, and you know that you ain't playing in 2026. You ain't playing in the new year, and there's a part of you that knows that this version of you is dying, and specifically in the throat chakra, in the communication chakra. I feel like you have set intention to share your voice codes in a really big way next year. I feel there's something about your throat chakra, like you are a speaker, or you want to be, or you want to impact people in a bigger way. You want to speak on more stages, being seen on platforms, having your podcast, having your songs, having your radio show or whatever it is that you do out in a big way into the masses. And because you set that intention into motion, now your whole body is literally like killing off the old identity, and you're going through a grieving process right now. I channeled through something similar in my last video, so if you're resonating with this, the last video is gonna give you some more insights. But this one specifically is about you feeling this kind of like waves of sadness or even depression. And I feel like you might not even use that word or don't normally use that word, but it's coming up because you're just like, why do I feel so emotional? Why do I feel so sad? Why do I feel like I'm grieving something I don't understand? And I feel like the point of me channeling this through, because I'm always channeling through your higher self, your God consciousness, what you know deeply to be true within you, and reflecting back to you your truth at like freaking, I don't know what time it is right now, maybe midnight, probably a bit earlier. But you're meant to know that it is that version of you that is dying off, but I'm hearing like, don't hate on that version of you. Don't hate on that version of you, meaning, sometimes we are so quick to judge our past version of self. Oh my god, I wish they could stand up and say the thing. Why didn't they say no to that guy or that gal? Why did they accept such a lowball offer? Why didn't they speak up when that person, was pushing their boundaries? And I know all the healing work that you've done. I'm getting kind of emotional now because I feel like you've done so much in 2025. You've done so much personal growth. I feel like you've tried so many different things. And what that says is that you are so committed on your self-development journey to a point where I'm encouraging you to be proud of yourself instead of like, oh man, that version of me, I wish they could do that instead, And I believe part of the true, healing and self-development process is we honor all versions of ourselves. We accept and we love the shit out of all versions of ourselves. Because if you weren't that wobbly, awkward little duckling, you wouldn't be who you are today. It may not give you that motivation to become this fabulous phoenix that you are today. If you didn't endure those pain, those mistreatments, those whatever, I'm hearing underhanded comments that you wanted to speak up about, but you just didn't. That's something very specific. You wouldn't be someone who has zero tolerance to BS that you are right now. And I'm encouraging you to just really honor that, because that's part of the inner child healing. That's part of the self-love process. And the more we are hard to ourselves, the more we imprison ourselves. And you deserve a fabulous life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be joyous. And you can only be that when you set all of the versions of you from all timelines free. Okay? That old version of you, maybe you think that she wasn't hot enough, or he wasn't cool enough, or she didn't speak up for herself enough, or he didn't have enough strong enough boundaries, like whatever that you thought, like that version of you doesn't need more judgment from you. Do you understand? That version of you needs your love more than anything and more than anyone's love. And maybe they didn't get it from their mom or dad or any other family members or friends or freaking anybody. But don't withhold that, and don't deprive your younger self, your old version, your past version of that love. Okay? Because the moment you learn to love yourself, you set yourself free. And we can be here sitting all day, until the day we ascend to another, lifetime, and blame our mother or father, we blame our abusers or whatever, but that's not gonna do anything in it, right? Unless you want to be miserable, and a lot of people do want to be miserable, but I hope you're not one of them. Okay? Have that love and compassion for yourself. You're amazing, you're beautiful, you're lovely, you're so smart, so wise, so intelligent. Maybe no one has ever told you that your entire life. And I'm telling you this now. And I'm encouraging you to go to the freaking nearest mirror. Look at your beautiful, gorgeous self, your hot tamale self. I don't care if you have pimples on your face or whatever the F right now, but like, love yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, love yourself up. Because out of all people who didn't get you, who didn't love you, who wasn't there for you, never mind them. But what about you though? What about you though? Is that how you treat your younger self? Is that how you treat your past version? That's not okay. Okay? So promise me that you're going to be kind to yourself. All versions of you, they're beautiful. They're learning, they're trying their best. They only know what they know. Okay? And I think in our lives we lose so much of this real depth and real soul connection because of this self-consciousness, because of this emotional unavailability, maybe from our parents or our upbringing. They didn't show us love, they didn't show us affection, they didn't tell us that we're beautiful, that we're amazing, that we're so great, and it didn't celebrate us or whatever, right? And maybe they couldn't, but that doesn't mean that it starts and ends there. Everything happens for a reason. Like, if that happened to you, then you get to decide what kind of person you want to be, what sister, brother, what mother, father, what person you choose to be now, witnessing having gone through what you've gone through. So you're either repeating the generational trauma, because it loops Okay, that's the karma loop. It's gonna pass on from person to person, from generation to generation. That's the design, until someone breaks it. Someone breaks the loop and say, I'm gonna love the shit out of myself. And I wanna love the shit out of the people that I love. And everything starts with me, looking at myself in a compassionate eyes. So I hope this message finds whoever it needs to find. And I just felt the urgency of it. Yeah, I mean, I hope you can even see from the darkness, but I love you so much. Okay? An exercise I want you to do is to write a whole freaking page of what you love most about you, what you admire most about you, what we like to celebrate right now as you're closing off this year, or you're ready for the next phase of your life. And I want to hear it in the comments if you feel called to share. I love you. I love you. I love you. I really mean it. Okay? And by the way, like for me personally, like growing up, I always wish someone to be there and tell me that. But like now I get to be that person, that tells you that. And what a blessing. What a joy. Oh my God. Okay, guys. I'm gonna close this up now. We're getting emotional. I love you. Okay, take care.